Hello, folks, and welcome to Revs That Count. Ha ha ha!
Good job.
I've
Good
been
job.
so much on this
I see that.
show that it's crazy.
Has it got you revved up?
It did. It did. It did. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. This is Calm Clear Minds. I'm back with another one with my good friend Terry next to me. And this time she says she's not going to be monotone like the last video. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Also, becoming a channel member helps us to get all this stuff set up because, wow, it's hard work. Commenting, liking, sharing, that stuff is free. And also, if you want to advertise your business or your event, this bar below will talk about you. So get in touch. There's an email and everything that you need to know. Anyway, Taryn, hi.
Hi.
Are you going to be monotoned again?
No. I was trying to, I think in our last session, like, my personality's a lot and I toned it down too much. And then everyone who knew me was like, why are you so nervous?
Very nervous, yeah.
I'm not nervous.
Exactly.
If you know me, you know I'm not
You ain't
nervous.
Like,
What?
darling,
For what?
Exactly, for who? Yeah,
So apparently I need to just be my loud self.
be you, yeah.
Yes.
Be you. They say, do you, boo. Be you, boo.
Do you, boo?
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good and you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Is it that, how are you? I'm good and you? Like, you just
Yeah,
rush into
right.
it.
Yeah.
How
I think
are
we do that most of the time. Me, I'm like genuinely, I feel like this is some public, guys. I've got a lot going on. It's hectic. I feel if I'm honest with you, I feel very overwhelmed right now. But I'm speaking to a lot of people who I feel the same. So I don't know if it's It seems to
I
there's
think
something in the
everyone
air.
I think everyone is going through something.
Yeah.
It's
of
just this
course.
sudden, I don't know, is it busyness or sudden overwhelming
Yeah.
sensation feeling that everyone is just going through. So you're not alone.
No, 100%. I know that.
I've been going through ulcers, and I even told you when you got here, like, geez, I was sick the last week, and I had ulcers, and you're like, what's happening? Stress.
Yeah.
I think,
Stress.
yeah.
And I love that we put it down to that one word and everyone's got their stress. And like you said, everyone's going through their own thing.
Yeah.
But I think as well, it's important, like calm, clear minds. We need to sort of take this conversation, keep it in the back of our heads. And when you speak to people, when you interact with people, to remember exactly that. Everyone's got something.
Yeah, sure.
Everyone's carrying something.
Anyway, your mom was here the last time. I saw it in the comment section. I was like, oh, yay. But more than that, yes, your mom commented, and go to that video. I'm going to link it up above. And then there's a little girl that said, I loved it.
A little girl.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Golly.
Did she? Oh, of course she did. Yeah, she did. It was so cute.
I loved it when you sent me a voice note and you said, yeah, the family approved of it.
Yes.
What was the feeling when you were listening to yourself speak? Did I say that? Oh, I should have said that. Oh, I should have said this way.
Always, right? Hindsight's always 20/20. So when I watched it, I was like, oh man, like I should have commented on that, or I should have said that, and I should have said that. And there's so much happening in the moment, and you're in the moment that you're not thinking of all of that. But also, I don't know that there's a lot of people out there that like watching and listening to themselves on a recording. Do you?
I love listening to myself.
Oh,
I
you.
love my voice.
I do so much training, and I do like a lot of training and coaching and whatever. And oftentimes the sessions that I do are recorded.
Okay.
And if I need to send it to someone later, I absolutely will not go back and listen to it.
Really?
So I just check it's the right video, and then I'm like, send,
Oh, yeah,
stop
that's
playing,
the
stop
one,
playing it,
yeah.
stop playing it, to send it.
Nice.
That's the one, send it.
I love it. I love it. And I've got a wife that always cringes when I'm editing. Like, can you please lower the volume down when you're editing my part, her part that she's speaking?
Yes, you see,
I'm
maybe
like,
it's a
come on,
woman
man.
thing.
I love hearing my voice.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
That's good. Great for you. Like, I'm somewhat jealous. I wish I felt more like that.
It's just like someone that says, I love looking at myself in the mirror. I don't think I'm that guy.
Yeah.
But
But if we
listening
could
to
all be a little bit more like that, right?
I think so. Love yourself in the mirror.
Right.
But before you can ask the other person to love you the way that you want, you have to love yourself.
Right? And how many people really do?
We don't. We are not kind to ourselves.
We are our own biggest critics.
Exactly. Like, no, that was nonsense. You were not supposed to do that. You were not supposed
Yeah.
to say that. But at the end of the day, I posted a video last week where I spoke about no. And I think part of you saying no is loving yourself as well.
Absolutely.
Love yourself so much so that you can say
Absolutely.
no to an invite.
Say no to anything that doesn't feed your soul, improve who you are, make you happy,
Yeah.
take you further, educate you, grow you. Anything that's not doing those things or that you're not enjoying, you should be able to say no.
Yeah. Anyway, you look beautiful, by the way.
Thanks. Last time I was here, I was sick, and I definitely looked sick. And when I watched
No,
the
you did
video,
not, though.
biggest critic, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my
But
gosh.
you did not look sick.
Thank you. I
Zero
appreciate
sick.
it.
I got friends from the US, Australia, one in New Zealand, and they're
Yeah.
all like, ooh, bro. I want to say that on screen, but it's like, is she married? And I'm like, gents, just done.
That's hilarious.
So you got fans from
Ah,
across
thanks.
the-
Oh, that makes me feel a bit better. I feel like I'm blushing.
Nah, it was.
Maybe I'll be a little less white on the camera today.
Well.
No.
Anyway, we've got icebreaker questions before we get into why we're here today. So, first question
Right.
is, brace yourself.
Brace myself.
If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be?
Historical. Why does it have to be historical?
Yeah, history is good. We hold on to the history, man.
That's a very good question. Can you see the smoke? Mahatma Gandhi.
Why?
I like I've read a lot of his quotes, and I often wonder if people just made them up afterwards or if he really said those things. So things like you can judge, I don't know the exact quote, but essentially you can judge the people of a community by how they treat their animals and things like that. And I think from what we know now, I think he was a really wise human and a human with a lot of love in his heart. And I think I'd like to speak to someone like that.
Have dinner with him and just
Yeah.
what's
Just be like,
going through your
bro,
mind, bro?"
did you really say that? Did someone
Yeah,
make it up
like-
afterwards?
Like, real? Was it really you, bro?
Yeah.
That was going through your mind when you went through it. I said, my wife asked me on Faith Foundations, and they said, historical figure in the Bible.
Yeah.
I said, Jesus.
Okay.
And says, why? Like, 33 years old, you're single, no girls.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. What does happening?
Yeah. Tell us the real story.
Like, really?
What's the real story?
Come on, man.
You had a side chick, didn't
Come on,
you?
man. Come on, let us know. Okay, question number 2. What's the weirdest food combination you enjoy?
Oh no, this is going to be embarrassing. So I don't know why or how it happened, but when I was a teenager, I had toast one day
Thought you're
with
still a
peanut butter on
teenager.
it.
Come on. Yeah.
Like, I had toast one day, and then I put peanut butter on it, and then I put cheese on the peanut butter because I thought that would be nice.
What?
I know, and then I put mayo on that, and it was so good. I know. Don't judge. You asked the
We
question.
listen, we don't judge. Okay.
We listen and we don't judge.
And you do still do it up to now?
I can't say when last I had it, no, but that's probably the weirdest combination I've enjoyed.
Wow.
I can't think of anything
Mine,
else weirder
no
than that.
knickknacks.
Yes?
I put them in bread.
In bread?
Yeah.
That's not that weird.
Make a knick-knack
That
sandwich.
sounds
so
good.
that's weird.
I don't think that's weird.
Oh, okay, great. So I'm not.
No,
I'm not
I don't
weird.
think it's that weird.
Okay, I'm not.
I would do that.
So I'll judge you.
Or like nachos.
How is that?
Think about it.
Yeah.
That would be good. Doritos.
Nah. Don't like
No?
Doritos.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Anyway. Number 3. If you had to describe yourself using a movie title, what would you?
No, tats.
Movies.
Oh man, I'm so bad with movies.
Or a series. Give us something.
Oh shoot. Hang on, wait. I need to think. You're gonna have to edit like a lot of this out. Oh crap. Schitt's Creek. It's not a swear word.
I know
You
it.
don't have to
I've
edit
watched
that
it.
out.
I've watched that. Schitt's Creek,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Of the family that.
Yeah, like they're so bougie, but they're so
But
poor,
they're still poor.
and they're
Yes,
just
yeah.
struggling their way through life. And I know it's really funny, and I think that's what appeals to me because I love humor to cover whatever,
Whatever nonsense that's
whatever's
going
going on in life, all the serious dark stuff. Love covering it up with humor, and I think that's my life. Schitt's Creek, just swimming up Schitt's Creek again.
Okay. What's the most embarrassing song on your playlist?
Oh no, Britney Spears one more time.
Oh, wow, you still have Britney Spears. Wow.
I'm older than I look.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
But
every
it's
now
not
and
a
then.
bad song.
It's not a bad song, but I'm like, oh, I don't know if anyone should have that. I don't know. But regularly introduce Callie to like the music I listened to as a teenager. I'm like, she needs to know.
She has to.
Yeah.
Your
Oh,
TLC
wait.
is-
The other day we did Venga Boys. Boom, boom, boom.
nice.
I mean, that's pretty embarrassing
that-
too.
But that's still a nice song, though. I
Okay,
would rock
good.
up to that in the car.
Maybe I feel less embarrassed because you're not embarrassed to have that on your playlist.
Not even.
Okay, then I don't know, do
we
I?
spoke about, I was talking to one of the kids, and we said, do you guys know Whitney Houston? And they're like,
Who's that?
what's that?
And then you feel old.
Yeah,
You're like, what?
Am I that old? Come on.
Right?
So that's not weird at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I was teaching, I remember we bought tickets to go see U2 live in concert.
Wow.
And I was saying to my matrics how excited I was because we are going to go see U2 in concert. And they were like, who's U2?
You too.
And I was like, what?
You're weird. Yeah, like I'm judging.
I feel like I
right
just
now.
aged.
Yeah, besides, I'm judging you right now.
Who doesn't know U2? Come on. Legends. Anyway, yes.
What would okay, if you could instantly master any skill, what would that be?
Communication.
You already do that.
I think I really try hard to communicate well. I don't always get it right. And when you say master it, I feel like, yes. So I'm human, right? So there are a lot of times where my emotions get in the way of me communicating well. Being a master of communication, I feel like that would sort of not be the case, right? Because you'd be the master of it.
Yeah.
So I'd love to communicate the best that I could. Yeah.
Last one. What's your go-to guilty pleasure TV show or movie?
I want to say Schitt's Creek again because I think I've watched it like 4 times.
Jeez, wow.
Also, Big Bang Theory. I think I've watched that like 4 times.
I don't think you can ever have enough of Big Bang.
I know. I love it.
How I Met Your Mother.
Yes.
Love that.
Love it.
Friends. I love that.
Friends. Yes, I agree. So I think it's the old school stuff that's quite like upbeat. Like there's nothing to. So like everyone watched Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad and that
I
sort of
did.
thing.
Don't say everyone because I'm.
I know. I saw your post and I was like, okay, I did. Fine. But like I just I sort of stopped watching them halfway because they're so dark. And I think if you're dealing with stuff, I feel I don't really want to go home and like now deal with your stuff too. Like give me some funny, give me some
something light.
light-hearted humor. Give me something to laugh at that
I think we're too serious in this life. There's way too many serious things that adulting involves. If there's an opportunity to laugh it out and go light, come on, let me.
I agree.
I'll take
Humor's
the
my
energy.
go-to.
Yeah.
So if it's funny, I'm there.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Anyway, that's the quick fire questions.
Thanks for
We're
that.
jumping into something more serious. So you can go back to that monotone
Okay.
voice. So that,
Speak like a normal human again.
my name is
Hello,
Taryn,
Taryn.
and I've been sober for 12 days, and I've worked so hard.
Actually 14, so just relax.
14 days,
No,
okay.
it's not even. Okay, anyway.
Anyway, we're speaking about parenting today, and the reason why we did that was the last time we spoke about the workplace. And I still believe that if the workplace and the home environment is not balanced, then somewhere along the line, one is going to fall and the other is going to suffer at the peril of the other.
Yep.
So we're talking about parenting and how to balance being a parent, the challenges of parenting, and how to navigate everything as a career woman or as a career dad or as career parents.
I think you're being ambitious, saying that we could balance all of it.
Okay.
I think it depends on what your idea of balance is. So for you, what does balance mean?
That I'm doing everything the same. So if we're going to put a scale of to 10, I am a dad 3 out of 10, a business person 3 out of 10, a husband 3 out of 10. So everything is sort of on par. Or 3.3333333 for everything that I do, including my social lives.
Okay. Okay. So balance to you means giving everything the same level of importance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. It's important to know what for you balance means and what's important to you. So it's hard as well because we all need to have good careers in order to pay the bills. And I mean, some people are lucky and whatever, good for them. We're not jealous.
You're not jealous.
We're not jealous.
And you don't judge.
No, we listen and we don't judge. So I think it depends on what your idea of balance is. So I have often found myself putting a lot of emphasis on my career, and then like it'll break my heart that Callie will say, Mom, like I really need to spend more time with you. And then I'll realize I'm dropping that ball. So I read or saw or heard like a really cool analogy once that essentially we're juggling all these balls. Okay. Every facet of your life is a different ball. Okay. So you've got work, you've got religion, you've got health, you've got your family, and not just your family, your kids, your wife, and you're juggling these balls. But some of them bounce and some of them are glass. And I thought that was a really emotive way of looking at it, because if you're juggling all these balls, which ones do you think are glass? Which are the most fragile? Which are the most important?
Obviously, you need a career,
wife,
you need
children.
You need
so,
family.
Yeah. So I mean, career. If you look at career, for me, you can bounce back with career. You can find a different.
Right.
I mean, you don't want to completely like destroy your career, and we're not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you drop a ball at work, you're probably okay.
But if you drop a ball with your family, it's sort of...
If you neglect your child for 10 years while you're building your career,
you're screwed.
Guess what, bud? Like, you're not getting 10 years back.
You can't come back, yes.
They will never be that age again.
Come back from that.
Yeah, and so, like, I think it's important to realize that not everything holds the same value. And I don't mean that I'm not... how do I put this? I don't want you to feel like I'm undermining what you just said, or not hearing what you just said, or putting, I don't know how to word that.
Yeah, but
see, this is why I want to master communication, so the words come out right.
Now the way you feel. Yeah.
I know that you said 30, 30, 30 because you need the career to support your family, so your family are happy. I know that that's probably what you meant by that.
Yes.
But often what we do then is that we neglect family and friends because we're working so hard on the career, because we believe that that's what's going to make our family happy.
Or get us out of that poverty line, or
get us into the better house and less stress because we have more money. And yes, I understand that. We're all,
we want that.
We want that. I mean, I want to give Callie a bigger garden and whatever.
We all want that extra grand.
But what I also think about or realize is, my dad worked so hard.
Yeah.
I think I can count on one hand how many family holidays we went on. And he literally worked himself to death. He was 44 when he died of a massive heart attack. And I still maintain to this day, I know why he worked that hard. He came from nothing. Obviously. And his absolute goal was to give,
care of his,
he wanted to give us everything he couldn't
have. Yeah.
And we all sort of sometimes do that, right? Yeah. We want to give up something we never had.
Yes. Like, take for me an example. I grew up in Zimbabwe and I saw the whole shenanigans of all nonsense with the economy crashing and all that. So much so that me walking to school, I don't want Alake to do the same thing. Right. Me living in a small house, I don't want my child to grow up in the same sort of, yes.
And so we have that in our minds, right? And I think that was obviously where my dad was at. But today, I just wish he would have spent more time with me.
Not money.
Because now he's gone.
Yeah.
So So
all that work, then what?
Right?
But then at the same breath, T.D. Jakes once said, people need to understand that if I'm available, then there's lack. If there's no lack, then there's no availability.
And I understand.
And people went, amen to that. But in hindsight, is that what our children need? Is that what our acquaintances need, or families, that sort of thing?
So is Callie more worried about the car that I drive or about the time that I spend with her? So I think I got a bit of a wake-up call not that long ago where she wrote me a letter, and it was like a mind map of all these things that were obviously on her mind. Mom, please spend more time with me. I want some time alone with you, and these sort of things, and it broke my heart. Like, I felt like I failed her. That hurts, as a parent, you're like,
you're like, I'm such a bad parent.
What have I done? Right? Yeah. So what I work very hard on now is she probably doesn't get a lot more time with me now, but I make sure that the time we spend together now is more focused and I'm less distracted, because I think what we often do is this mirage called multitasking. So I'm like sitting with you in the same room, but I'm on my
But I'm
phone,
really thinking of something else. Yeah.
or I'm thinking of something else, and so I'm not truly really
With
present.
you. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think at one stage, present was like the big word of the year or whatever.
Parenting,
You all spoke
exactly.
about
Yes,
being
yeah.
present,
Present parenting. Yes. I'm a present dad. I'm a present. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think it's, yes, we all have to work. Like if I gave Callie all the time she wanted from me, I
then
wouldn't
what
be
are we
able to
gonna eat?
provide for her,
What are we
right?
gonna eat? You
Exactly.
understand? Yeah. Yeah.
So now I just try and make sure that I focus on the time that we are spending together being something memorable for her. What will she remember this as? one
But
day?
then in the same breath, when you talk about something that's going to be memorable, and I love what you're saying, because we went away a few weekends ago and just chilled. Friday, come back Sunday, top 5. And Alage says, Dad, this was amazing, because we then woke up early in the morning, we went into the pool.
Yeah,
Jumped into the pool, and it's cold, but we just that exhilarating feeling.
he's gonna remember that.
Then
forever.
he's like, Dad, this was amazing. This was the
Right.
best vacation ever.
Yeah,
And all the other times, every time when you go away, there's a camera there. You take a photo, take videos, take this. And you realize that maybe it was not sitting well with the kid.
yeah.
And right now I was like, yeah, my phone is there. Come on, let's do this. And to me, it wasn't intentional. It wasn't like
course
something that I
not.
said, not this time. I'm going to make sure
Right.
that I'm not on my phone.
Yes.
I want to do something with my kid. And boom, he comes back and is like, Dad, this was amazing.
Right.
So we just jumped into the pool. Yeah.
Because they're smarter than we give them credit for.
But then if we then take that is something that's going to be memorable, then that means that whatever that we're going to do as spending time is to involve some sort of play.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Because we have to, it's got to be fun for them. What do we want to
talking-
do? What is
talking is not fun
downtime?
for them,
No,
yeah.
what is downtime for us?
Sleep.
I want to lie in my bed and watch mindless movies
Yes,
while I
yeah.
play some stupid game on my
phone.
phone.
Yes, yeah.
But that's not fun for
for
them.
them, you're like, ugh.
Right?
Yeah.
Like often Callie will so we do this thing where we'll speak about what our best part of the day was, what we're looking forward to tomorrow, So it's called the apple.
Okay.
So what's the flesh of the apple? That's the good part. What's the worm? That's the bad part. What's the seed? That's what you're looking forward to tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So it's quite a cool conversation to have with your kids, and it changes up. How was your day? It was fun.
One word answers. Yes.
It was good.
Yeah. What does good mean?
Cool.
Yeah.
So often from having that conversation with Callie, I find that like the most random stuff is fun for her. So for example, in my car in the morning, I take her to school in the mornings when she's with me, and she's got her own music playlist on the phone, and her favorite thing is to find songs, and then we sing like stupid people to them at the top of our lungs, and she loves that way more than I ever thought. So if you have those conversations with them, often they will tell you what was fun or memorable for them.
Wow.
And kids don't necessarily need to have big adult deep conversations. Sometimes they just
don't
need
need,
to
yeah.
have fun with dad.
That's
Like
also- wow.
sometimes we just need to jump into a freezing cold pool
Let's
at
just go, yeah.
7 a.m.
Let's do that. Yeah.
or have a freaking donut for breakfast on holiday, because that'll be what like they remember, because they never allowed that. So like,
I love what you say. That I want us to go back again where you spoke about the apple. How then do you have that conversation how do you guys come up to the point whereby you're like, okay, it's an apple. Let's talk. Is it, hey Carly, how was your day? Then let's talk about apple. Or how does someone is listening to this
Yeah.
and thinking, wow,
what do I do with that?
that's an amazing way of
I can't even take credit for it. I don't even know where I saw it, read it, heard it. I can't remember. It was years ago. So what I used to do is when Callie would get home, we would do it at the dinner table. Now we do it in the car usually. But when they're little, I think that they struggle to express. So you'll say, what happened today? And you'll either get nothing or you'll get something really weird. So I said to Callie, okay, so every day is like an apple. You get the nice juicy part. That's the great part of your day.
okay.
So the juicy part of the apple is the great part of your day. The seed is the what's going to grow. So that comes next. So that's tomorrow. And sometimes we find worms in our apples, which is the bad part. And then from that conversation every day, it was what's the flesh of your day? What's the worm of your day? What's the seed of tomorrow? So I think you just have to introduce it and explain to them but I think they have fun with it because now it's visual.
Because you know an apple, yes, you
and-
hold
yeah.
an apple in your mind, like it looks like
You can
this.
see the worm and
I
you
don't
can see
want to eat the seed because it doesn't taste nice.
Yeah.
And I also don't want that roughy skin
Yes.
part of the outside.
And you've seen with coaching kids as well, like as soon as you give them something visual, like I've watched you when you say, you know, when you bowl, you take a bow. Like you see it in your head, that bow, and then all of a sudden now I know the action.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot more fun than saying, how was your day today?
It was good.
It was good, because that's easy, right?
Done.
Yeah.
What happened?
So I think it opens up a conversation.
How does one then, you're coming from a stressful day at work. Your boss is a nightmare of a human being, or work is not happening, clients are not paying, and. When you get home as adults, you want to, that's my time, isn't it? How then can you then manage a kid that's jumping on you and say, Mom, Dad, yes, you know what happened today? And you're thinking, gosh, I want to be quiet.
Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
So I think you've got to make a choice as to, so Kelly and I are quite open with ourselves in that sense. So I know I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was a kid. I was on meds for it, whatever. Obviously don't take meds now because I think my crazy is a good thing now.
Crazy now.
It's a good crazy. Yeah. I'm going to keep to my story there. So I often become overstimulated or overwhelmed. And I think I often need to make a decision. Like, I'm too overwhelmed to deal with this right now. I'm going to snap at her if she carries on doing this. Or I can deal with this right now. It's okay. She's going to bed at 7:30, and then I can have me time and I can decompress and unwind.
So suck it up, buttercup.
So I need to decide. So there are some days that I really have had one of those days where I'm like, oh my gosh.
I can't.
What was that? Yeah. And then I'll say to her, Kelly, I'm feeling really overwhelmed and really overstimulated. Do you mind if we just tone it down a little bit? Can we do something a little bit more quiet? Also, if you give them an option. So, and like, I'm not telling people here how to parent. Like, please, let's just understand nicely.
I think that's
there's
good
no
part
book.
of a podcast is we're not
There's
saying
no book.
This is what you need to do.
No, I can
Be
only
better
tell,
parent.
no.
Yeah.
I can only share what I found to be helpful in my house. And that's not going to work for every kid, and that's okay. But I'll often say, is there something quieter you'd like to do? And she's very understanding of that because she gets overwhelmed quite easily. And now it's so beautiful to see her regulating her emotions. We'll go to a busy shopping center and she'll say, so we went to like a Christmas market at the end of last year and it was hectic. And I was like, this is one of those moments, Mom, suck it up. It is a Christmas thing for the kid. Like, wow. I hated every second of it.
Yes,
It was horrible. There were people everywhere. They're breathing on me, bumping into me. Hated it. But it was for her. Okay. So suck it up, buttercup. Put a smile on your face.
Let's go.
It's Christmas. Yay!
Let's go. Christmas spirit,
and like halfway through, she's like, Mom, I'm really okay if we leave. I'm so overwhelmed and overstimulated.
Oh, wow.
I'm not having fun anymore. And I was like, cool, let's go.
Goodness.
Because I can respect that. Because I know how I feel.
You let it be her decision, not 100%. You going, I can't do this. Let's go.
Right. Wow. And she was 100% okay with it. And like, I think the favorite part of her night was like the takeout on the way home or something.
Not even this first, the time that you spent there.
Right. Because that was overwhelming for her. So she didn't enjoy it. So often we think we know what they're going to enjoy or what they find fun. But the conversation's not open for them to actually tell you what's they enjoy more.
It makes you question yourself parenting. Yes, I understand that we always say that parenting we're learning on the job. Yeah, but
where's the manual?
Hearing this, you're like, okay, you can sort of start questioning, okay, this part I screwed up, I can do better. Yeah, I can do this differently. It's wow. It's important to have adult conversations with our children.
Yeah, sometimes I think within reason and things that you know or that you're confident they can handle. There's obviously some adult conversations that they shouldn't be a part of.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. But like teaching them to recognize emotions, for example, like saying, I'm feeling. So this is the other thing. Like I've noticed that a lot of moms that I've spoken to, they don't want to break down or fall apart in front of their kids because I need to be strong.
Yeah, because they can't see me crying.
Right?
Yeah.
And so this is something I learned in therapy, is that my therapist was like, what are you teaching your child? I was like, that mommy's strong and like, this is not going to get me down. She was like, you're also teaching her that she can't break down. She can't fall apart. She can't.
And you don't want
and I was
that.
like, and this is the thing, because I keep saying, one day when Callie's 21, she's going to come back and sit with me and say, Mom, you absolutely stuffed up here. And I'll be like, oh, but I did that because I thought,
Because I
did
did,
this
yeah.
because I did. We don't know where we're messing up. We just
don't know.
So you just
There's
got to
no
do the
manual.
best you can
You're
do.
learning on the job and failing and picking and places up. But now, how does one then manage? Because building a career is not something that you just do in 8 hours, then you go back home and, yeah, I'm dad. How then do you balance that to make sure that the career is growing, the kids are growing in a safe and a better environment, and you're not burning out as well? Burnout is real.
Well, Tats, I think if I knew the answer to that, I'd write an award-winning book and make lots and lots of money.
Lots of money. Best selling.
Don't we all want the answer to that? Okay, so what I do is I try really hard to schedule things. And the boundaries that you and I spoke about on our first session together is very much a part of that. So I'm big on boundaries. So for example, I'm in real estate. A lot of clients think that they can speak to you at 10 o'clock at night or at 6 o'clock in the morning. If you set the boundary from the very start, why do they think they can do that?
Because you allowed them.
Because you allowed it. You opened the door and you said, this behavior is okay.
Call me anytime.
Call me anytime.
Of midnight,
And when they
I'll pick it up.
messaged at 10 and you happened to be awake at that
And you
night
responded.
and you responded, you said, this is okay. I'm available for you anytime. And so then what happens? Then you're sitting with your wife and children at the dinner table and you're answering messages because you've made that your standard. That's what you allow.
Yeah.
And I know that I did it.
Yeah.
I know that I did it. And then eventually what I realized was how much of that I was doing, especially on the weekends, which wasn't such, it didn't feel like such a big thing until I got divorced. And then I had less time with Callie. My time with Callie was then halved, right? Because it's shared custody. Yeah. And then I realized how valuable that time is. And then I had to set those boundaries in place. So clients now know. So like I would have a message on my phone. Thank you so much for your message. And you can do it. I mean, WhatsApp business, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like having a PA.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for contacting me. Please note my business hours are X to X. And often, like if I missed a client's call after 7 at night or whenever, and I'd call back the next morning and say, hey, Tats, I see I missed your call. I'm sorry, it was family time. How can I help you now? And people would so respect that. I never had anyone
I'm sorry, it was family time.
Yeah, sorry, you called me during family time. That's why I missed your call. How can I help? And then people would be like, oh, wow, we should. A lot of people would be like, I need to do that.
As well.
And I think that's the thing. Like with cell phones, we've become so available. 24/7 to anyone who has your number.
Anytime, yes. As long as you've got my number, you can call me anytime.
And so you allow it.
Yeah.
We get WhatsApps and SMSs and emails and calls all day, every day. Think about when we had landlines.
If I'm not at home, you're not going to call me.
Right.
Or if it rings and there's no answering machine, sorry, I'm never going to know that you called.
Right.
That's exactly.
But now we're available 24/7. So then we sit with kiddo. And
we're still on our phone.
The phone's buzzing and we're doing this and checking the messages and, oh, what was that? Who was that? Did I miss something?
I'm so guilty of that. Where my kid will be like, can we watch a movie? I can't watch a movie to save my life.
No, it's hard, eh?
2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes is so long. So we sit down and like, okay, movie starts, 10 minutes in. I've got a message. Okay, Dad, we said we're watching a movie.
And you see, he's noticed.
We are watching a movie.
Right? He's noticed. And this is the hard part, right? But is there anything that's not going to wait 2 hours?
That's the thing. And I can even safely say, dude, it's a client. I just needed to respond and let her know that I'm going to see her tomorrow, or we're scheduling a session or whatever. This is my work. It's easy for me to look at him and go, you don't appreciate you watching that movie is because of this. But that's not the
And he doesn't need to understand that.
that's not the
Because
point.
that's not important to him. He doesn't care how much you pay for Netflix.
Doesn't care.
He cares that dad's with me and we're spending
And
time
we're watching
together.
a movie together.
So then value that. Can that client wait an hour?
Probably can, yes.
Probably.
99% of the times when you guys message me after 7, you even say sorry for the late message. You don't have to respond.
Because I know it's rude.
Like, you don't have to respond now because
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not offended at all if someone doesn't, because that's okay. It's usually that's the only time I get to the personal stuff is after hours, right?
That's the thing.
So you'll notice after
That's the
Kelly's gone to
thing,
bed, that's when you'll get
that's
WhatsApps from
me. Exactly. So it's not like anyone that is messaging me is trying to disrespect my family time. It's just that's their rest time. And also when I get a message during the day and I'm busy, I'll be like, I'll get back to you as soon as I get home.
Exactly.
That's 8 o'clock now. 9 o'clock, like, I'm sorry, this, and that. So burnout now in a career, how does Taryn down do it? Yes, now you're divorced, and I'm sorry about that. You said when you guys wake up in the morning, there's a playlist and Kali is jamming to that and you both are jamming to that. What then happens to balance it out? Because now it's 2 weeks in a month. What happens every other month? Does she now have to, or do you have to have another sort of routine when you don't have her for that week?
Yeah. So
For a
that's
divorced parent, how then can they, are you balancing?
Yeah, I'm not even going to lie to you. It is so haphazard. I think if you're the kind of person who doesn't thrive on routine, then I can imagine it's a lot easier. But I do like routine to an extent. And so the routine then becomes for one day, we're going to drive every day to school and jam and sing songs. And then for 5 days, the next week, I'm going to drive a completely different route at a different time to a different place. And that then becomes the routine.
Oh, I see.
So it's just a different routine. It's not a weekly routine. It's a bi-weekly routine. I don't know how else to put that. But it does become haphazard. Like the weeks that I don't have Cali, I generally have time to go to gym. The weeks that I do have Cali,
You
don't
don't-
have time to go to gym.
So it's actually becoming a routine anyway.
So yeah, the routine is it's hard. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's difficult. When I don't have Cali, I don't really worry about dinner. Like if I don't eat, or if I have leftovers in the fridge,
Or
or
grab a fruit or whatever, I'm good. Yeah.
whatever, like it's not a big deal. But when I have Kelly, I have to make sure that
Obviously.
by the Sunday I've gone shopping, I've got stuff for her lunchbox, I've got stuff
At
for
5 o'clock when I'm
lunches.
in the office, I'm thinking, shit, I need to go prepare dinner.
Yeah.
How difficult was it when you just got divorced to manage your career and the new routine?
Yeah, very. I think as well, I'm not even going to lie to you, I am so flipping lucky because, and I know I'm lucky, although I don't have family here that can help me with like school pickups and that sort of thing, I do have a very flexible job. So I will manage my time in a way that I know Callie has cricket on a Tuesday afternoon and it's a match, and I will do everything in my power to work my days and my appointments and my everything around that because it's important for her that I'm there.
I see.
She wants me there. So I'm lucky I can do that. There's a lot of people, and I acknowledge that 100%. There's a lot of moms and dads who work a 9 to 5 in an office with a boss.
They can't even leave and say...
And they can't be like, hey, boss, I'm just going to go watch my kid play cricket. And I wish there was more leniency in that. I wish that...
I think after lockdown, sort of companies sort of kind of felt like you don't have to be in the office the whole time.
Yeah.
I think there are certain careers that you
And
have
and I think even most of those have slowly reverted back to having people in the office
in the
most
office.
of the
Yeah.
time.
But life was a lot easier when virtual meetings were happening. You schedule your stuff around that 1 o'clock slot when you
Exactly,
pick your child from
right?
school.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's equally as important as well to know that in as much as, yes, we say we've got school transport, we've got mommy clubs and whatnot, there's so much importance in you going to fetch your own child.
Yes.
That one moment that they're walking into the car, hey, dude, how was your day? Jeez,
Exactly.
you came to fetch me. I fetched my son yesterday. And as soon as we drove past his class, he's like, I saw you guys. Then someone says, I'm like, that's your mom. It's like, it's my mom and dad. They came to fetch me. I'm like, oh, come on.
And then you realize the importance of that to them.
These things, yeah.
Because we can make other arrangements to do that so that our lives are easier. So I read something as well. I sound like I read a lot, but I don't. I think I like stumble upon things on Facebook and Instagram, and then I'm like, I read about it.
Yeah. But you did read about it.
I did read it.
Yeah.
It's something about 3 minutes when they wake up, 3 minutes when you pick them up, 3 minutes when they go to bed. It's like the most important 9 minutes of their day. So how they wake up. Yeah. So how they wake up. So you obviously don't want to be, come, Dad, we're late. Get up. Come, we got to go to school. Like, think of being woken up so frantically like that. Like you start your day with I mean, I know, I'm not even going to lie to you, yesterday was Monday. I slept through my alarm.
Oh, my word.
And I woke up.
You didn't hear it?
No.
Okay.
I woke up like 5 minutes before we usually leave for school.
Oh, my word.
And it was exactly that kind of wake up. And the rest of the day, I felt anxious and panicked and stressed and rushed, and just because my day started like that. So think of that with kids who don't regulate their emotions as well as we do. Then when you pick them up, think about how you made your kid's day by mom and dad coming to fetch them.
Just 3 minutes.
And then the conversation you have with them when they get in the car. So then you have the conversation with what excited you about today?
Wow.
What did you do today that might be different to what you usually do? And there's also like you can go onto the internet and find like 100 questions to ask other than how was your day? Because we all revert to the how was your day.
How was your day? That's the easiest.
Right?
Yeah.
But like let's ask other questions. Is there someone you were kind to today? Is there someone that was kind, showed you kindness today? How did that make you feel? And then you start a conversation. That's a bit more than how was your day?
It's
it was
now
fine.
open-ended. Yeah, it was
Right.
fine. How
Was
did you come
fine.
back from fine? Like, fine.
Cool.
Okay.
Thanks for
Are you
that.
hungry? No. Did you eat your lunch? Yes.
And instead, did someone show you kindness today? Oh, well, actually, so-and-so shared their lunch with me. And then the conversation starts, especially if you're my child and you speak a lot.
Kylie never struggles to start a conversation.
No, I don't know where she gets it. So strange.
Duh. Duh.
Duh. And then the 3 minutes before they go to bed. So how do you end their day with them?
We scream at our child before he goes to bed because he does not want to go to bed.
So then maybe you need to find a routine that's going to make him more willing. And I say this again, like there's no judgment here. And I'm not telling you how to do things because, again, I'm lucky. Callie gets tired and she's like, is it bedtime? Or she'll get home, she'll be like, Mom, I'm dead. Can I go to bed earlier tonight? And then
I
I'll
wish
be like,
my son would ever say that. Like,
right?
I'm so tired, I want to go to bed.
See, again, like I know I'm lucky. I know that that's not the norm. I know. But maybe you need a routine. Maybe there needs to be a routine that would make him more
relaxed.
Willing, relaxed.
So this is what happened. We started off, and I like to do anything. As long as the light is on,
Yeah.
you find a reason to be up. Literally, if it were to take chopsticks or whatever, to open up so that he's closed.
So FOMO.
Like
He's so worried he's going to miss something while the lights are on.
Right? Then we moved and they're like, okay, dude, you're going to read a book.
Yeah.
And he finishes a book.
Brilliant.
Done.
Great.
Right? I'm done. I'm still not sleeping.
Buy him longer books.
We do. And it's done. He even read the Faf du Plessis book.
Jeez.
That's a proper thick volume book like that. And he finished it.
Okay.
Done. Then we're like, okay, you're going to watch Superbook, like something for Christianity and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I've watched every episode that. Okay. Now what? So yesterday, you went to cricket practice and we worked them. We worked them so much so that I was tired myself. We got back home. It was like, okay, let's just breathe a bit before we jump into the shower. Then he said, no, Dad, I'm dying. I'm starving.
Yeah.
Can I eat first before I go to bed? Before I go to shower.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, dude. Okay, it's fine. He goes and here's dinner.
Yeah.
From there, we chew a bit. I like to go shower. I was like, no, I'm still digesting. Those were his words.
Oh,
Mom,
the water doesn't help
I'm
you
still
digest.
digesting, Mom.
Oh, right.
Can you? Yeah. So I'm like, Mom, it's fine. Sure. We're still digesting, both of us. Eventually, we go to bed. So we go to shower. I finish showering. He's done. Okay, good night, Dad. Comes, gives me a kiss, goes to bed.
Yeah.
I go into the bedroom. Done. I'm gone.
Yeah.
And he's still up and down. Can I have water? Mom, I love you. Hug. Kiss. Up and down. Go to freaking bed, man. that's when he goes.
You see, so this is the thing. Now I feel like, who am I to come and tell you how to do things? Like my kid is, I'm very strict on sleep time schedule.
Okay.
Because I know that if I don't get enough sleep, I am
Oh, is it?
wrecked.
Okay.
I'm wrecked.
I
And as
sleep
you've
in
noticed,
2
my
hours
child's
an
nothing
hour,
like
I'm
me.
okay.
Oh,
I'm not gonna struggle.
Oh, no, I can't. No, I can't.
I sleep at 3 a.m., 5 o'clock, I'm up. And I'll still be okay.
No, I think the last time I did that, I was like 21.
Jeez.
No. So I think that's the thing. Like and I've noticed with Kelly as well, like in the holidays, I'll be like, okay, you can stay up a bit later. Then she's a wreck the next day. So I've recognized it in her. And then I'm like, okay, so then sleep time needs to be very routined.
Yeah.
So it's easy. We shower, she showers, then she has dinner, then she's allowed some screen time.
Okay.
Then about 10 to 15 minutes before I want her to be asleep, she can read a book or we can read together. It's her choice. Sometimes I feel like she wants to decompress and then she says, no, she's just going to go read.
Okay.
And sometimes she'll say, Mom, can you come read with me?
Okay.
And then we'll read together.
Okay.
And then we generally do, this is going to sound so funny. It's okay. We do like sleep meditation.
Okay.
So
Oh, we actually once tried that. As
really?
well.
Yeah. So I've struggled with sleep for many, many years. And so I used to go to a therapist who taught me sleep meditation. And yeah, it works for me. It always has. So I've noticed as Kelly's got older, if she's very anxious. So like before the Lions cricket trials, that kid just couldn't. Yeah. And I can just see those little cogs turning and turning and turning and turning. And then at 10 o'clock, she'll come out of the room and you can see she's now crying because she's tired and she can't get to sleep. And then I just decided, okay, maybe she's old enough. I'm going to teach her how to do. So now we do a few minutes of sleep meditation beforehand because I'm trying to teach her how to do that herself.
Okay.
So that there's more to the routine now. So she's not relaxed after some screen time, some book time, and now reading together or whatever.
Yeah.
That then we have sleep meditation to fall back on.
Then she can still do that when she is at dad's and.
Hopefully, yeah.
Nice.
I mean,
And all that.
exactly. It's not a skill that's reserved for my home. If she's struggling wherever, then at least she's hopefully got a skill that'll help her.
Mental health. How do we balance now trying to be this great mom that you are, great dad that I think I am, and going through the emotions of bills, finances are not adding up, bosses crappy, this and that. How do we? Because we still need our mental health.
What's that?
Exactly. If we are not good mentally, we can never be good parents.
Drugs, tats, lots of drugs. Just joking.
And I'm gonna put that on.
Drugs.
Drugs.
I'm really joking.
Yeah.
I think that is like the number one question, right? And again, like I think if I could answer that, I'd write a book.
Yeah.
And I'd never have to work another day in my life because, oh man, if we could just all have the answer to that.
Yeah.
And again, like we're all different and our kids are all different. Kelly is so perceptive. And so she can very much pick up on my emotions.
Emotions, yes. Don't all kids? I think all kids are
Of course.
gifted in that way. They can.
They're
feel that,
intuitive.
especially parents that are fighting or there's bickering.
Yeah, they're not stupid.
You guys are not okay.
Yeah, they're not stupid. They know that.
You're just being civilized, but you're not okay.
Right? And they can feel it. And so I think it's important that we don't hide all our emotions from them, but that we don't be too adult with them. And I'm not even going to pretend that like I'm smart enough to know that. Like I go to someone who often helps me, a therapist who there'll be times where I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I'm messing up so badly right now. Like, how do I? And I know that a while back she said to me like, you're treating Kelly too much like an adult. Because I'm having all these very adult conversations with her about how I feel or what I'm going through or finances or whatever. And it's hard because she's so mature and she's an only child and she spends so much of her time with adults that I think she just is quite adult. And she makes so easy to speak to and she's so understanding. But should I really be bringing her into all of those things? There's certain things that I should just say that's adult stuff, and you don't need to worry about that. So I have to be conscious of, and I think here's the cool thing. Like, I've found that being more conscious of having fun with her helps with the mental health. Because I think so often,
But it makes you forget your stuff.
yeah, we sit and swim in our brains, right?
do.
And we swim in that
And
freaking
you keep on
pond
drowning.
of,
I keep on drowning.
all right, it's deep.
Where do I get the solution? Like, just
Right.
What do I do now? Yeah.
And so sometimes, like, our kids are actually a good escape. Like, sometimes just sit down and have fun with them.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's hard. Like, I don't think mental health is a one-time conversation or an easy solution or a one size fits all.
It's not.
It's not.
not.
It's so hard.
It's so funny that you speak about the adulting part. And I still remember we once went to my uncle's in Witbank for Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was me and Alake because mom had gone to Eastern Cape. And I still remember I used to have those conversations with him, like, dude, things are not going well, finances are tight, and that, and. So we get there, and my aunt is in Cape Town, so it's just the boys. That's why we decided to go.
Nice.
Okay, fine, we're chilling there. It's Christmas Day. I give Alake his gift and everything. Then my uncle here and then says, dude, so what was on your Christmas wish list? Then he says, no, I wanted a PlayStation. Right? I'm like, oh, so why didn't you tell your dad? It's like, nah, my dad is going through financial troubles. He even said my dad is broke.
Right.
Then my uncle was like, no, dude, no. You won't tell your child that.
Right.
Yes, you don't have money, but try and find another reason
Yeah.
why you can't get him that PlayStation.
And you feel everything in your soul just sink as you hear the words
Exactly.
come
I'm
out of
like,
your
oh,
child. And
my
you're like,
word.
oh, what am I
And when I was telling him, I was not saying that so that I could escape.
No,
whatever
of
that you want.
course.
Like, dude, this is what we got you for Christmas.
Yeah.
If we had money, we would
Yeah.
have bought you what you want.
And this is the thing, there's no intention as parents to we never do anything. I don't believe that any good parent is going to do anything out of like malice. There's no intention for you to say like
No, I don't have money.
there was no intention to put that kind of stress on your child.
Exactly.
Never. And this is why I say, like, okay, so for example, I know that my dad, he used to, and as an adult and a parent now, it's clear.
Now we understand that.
I remember him standing in the kitchen and taking out my report, and he'd be like, is this the best that you could do? And I'm not going to be funny, my marks weren't bad. They weren't, I didn't have like 7 distinctions.
Okay.
I had like B's. God, no, they were good. I had good marks. Like if I look back, I'm like, those were marks to be proud of. I'd be proud of Kelly if she had those marks. Anyway, and he would do this thing where he would look at my report card and he'd be like, is this the best you could do? And I know now, as an adult and a parent, that he didn't mean this is not good enough. What he wanted was some self-reflection for me to go, is this the best? Because he knew I could have done better.
Obviously.
And he knew that I could have done better. But instead of having the conversation, and maybe he didn't know how, and my dad wasn't a man of many words, and so he would, is this the best you could do?
Yes or no? But that's a tricky question. You can't say yes.
But now,
You also
but
can't
now
say
he had no ill intent with that question. All he wanted was for me to realize that.
But it kills you as well.
And then I was like, oh, it's not good enough.
Like, oh, so
Me
I
as a teenage girl, I'm like, oh,
I tried.
that wasn't good enough. And then like, I need to prove myself more. And now I have this absolutely unrealistic expectation
And
of myself in
anxiety.
every instance that I need an award or an accolade for everything I do. Otherwise, it just was not good enough.
There's childhood trauma right there.
And he didn't mean it.
Not in that
All he
regard.
wanted was me to
Push
reflect.
yourself a little bit more.
Right.
You're never comfortable. Like what we say, that never been a comfortable point in your life.
Right.
You always want to strive to be better.
Exactly. And I can't go back and change any of that. And that's why I say, one day Kelly's going to sit down with me as an adult. She's going to be like, Mom, you screwed up so bad.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, like you did this and it made me feel like that. And I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, that wasn't my intention.
Especially now when we are raising children that are vocal.
Yeah.
When you say don't do that, why?
Right?
When I grew up and I say why to my mom, I'll get a bottom clap. Like,
Yeah, my
like,
mom knew how to find my face with that hand. Like,
this smart.
it was like it was magnetic, right?
Jeez,
I was telling Kelly about it
yesterday.
yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, Kelly, you're so lucky. You don't understand.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, like it's a catch-22 as well. So because Kelly's a lot like me. Like obviously they are raised by us, they're going to be like us, but she is strong-willed and hard-headed, and she's loud and she's spicy, and I love all those things about her.
Yeah.
And like, if I were just her friend and I could watch her becoming this person, I'd stand there like
Enjoy. Yes. Yeah.
applause, like this is amazing.
You're the real G.
But as a mom, there's times where she spices me and I'm like, sorry, what?
Sorry, I'm not your friend.
Sorry.
I like it does that with the mom as well.
Yeah, and then I'm
Yeah,
like, sorry,
What?
what?
You say?
And it's so difficult because I love seeing that person in her, but I
at
need
the
to
same time,
maintain
you
the
don't-
boundaries.
Exactly.
I'm not your chummy. I'm not your bud.
We're not
There's
friends.
respect, yeah. Then I often have to say to her, there's funny and there's disrespectful, and we need to learn the boundary there. Like, we need to learn that line, right? Because there's a lot of stuff that she says that I'm like, that's hilarious. Kelly, we don't say that to adults. That's not good. Let's think about how that would make people feel. But inside, I'm like,
it's
oh
like
my
behind you,
gosh,
like-
where do you
Like,
hear
you're
this?
my kid. Like, yeah, come on.
Right? So I feel like as parents, we're always just like on this tightrope, like on this thin little line between like turning our kids into great humans and absolutely screwing up in the most horrendous ways that we'll only realize when they're adults and they have some kind of childhood trauma that they now
I
need
guess-
therapy for.
To end the podcast, we'll just never know. Unless my kid comes back when I'm 21, they're 21 and said, Dad, this was crap. Maybe
Right?
they won't. Or maybe they're going to come back and like, cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mom, thank you.
Right.
I turned out to be okay. Because there was a point in our lives as well where we thought, geez, these parents don't love us. Huh?
Yeah.
But look at us. So it turned out to
Yeah.
So I guess it's going to be the same thing.
Right.
And all of them, they always go back to mom and dad and say, you know what? I was dumb. Sorry.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
My parents knew half the things I don't know. I hope my mom's not going to watch this one. Mom, if you are, I'm lying. It was a joke for the TV. So anyway, I think as well, what we need to understand and realize is we need to bring up our children so that they survive the world that we brought them into, right? So we don't know what things are going to look like. We didn't know when we were children that social media was going to be. I mean, if you think about our mothers,
They never.
they never had Facebook groups for pregnant women and new
exactly.
moms
Yes.
and like I
Or
remember
school
when I had
moms
Callie,
or-
like how much judgment and like shade was on these groups about. Some mom would be like, oh, she used Mazina in her child's nappy, and then like 10 moms would pile on and be like, oh my gosh, do you know
How
the
dare
toxins your child's breathing
dare
in?
you.
And I just think like our parents didn't have to deal with that, but then we had to. We don't know yet even
What's
coming. Like, so we can only do our best.
The mere fact that all these kids are looking at Facebook and going, ugh, you've got Facebook.
Oh my gosh, you're so algic up
Like,
Facebook.
yeah, so old school.
It's TikTok now.
Like, it's TikTok world and Snapchat and yeah. We don't know what's coming.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway, Taryn, you've been amazing.
Oh, thanks,
you.
Tats.
The last question always comes back. If you were sitting here,
Yes.
what would you want a parent to know about you?
About me?
Yeah, or tell them, whatever. Yeah.
What would I want a parent to know about me? I stuff up all the time. And I find it so hard to forgive myself. And I think if we can all just work a little bit harder on forgiving ourselves for our imperfections, we don't expect our children to be perfect. Why do we expect ourselves to be perfect?
Amazing. Guys, I will say you're doing the best that you can. Think the mere fact that your child is alive. I always say to my wife that when we celebrated Alaka's 11th, I was like, we've kept him alive for 11 years.
I said the same words. I was like, I kept her alive for a
think,
little. Like,
done something
almost
pretty
to
decent.
teenagerism.
Yeah, teenager. Yeah. So to keep him alive for that 5 years or 2 years, whatever.
I mean, that's easy. That's
done
child's
well.
play.
Yeah, you've done
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
You've done well.
exactly.
So, anyway, guys, thank you so much. If you're still here, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing. That stuff is free. Joining, you pay a little bit. Other than that, what the year? Other than that, I love you guys and see you guys on the other side. From me and Taryn, stay safe.
Goodbye.
Keep calm.
Enjoy.
Bye-bye.
Yes.